Next, for some brief remarks, my good brother, my friend, State Representative for House District 40, RaShon Young.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As was introduced, I am State Representative RaShon D. Young, and I proudly represent the Fighting 40th District in Florida's State House of Representatives. I want to thank all of my colleagues who are here, all of the elected officials who have joined us, certainly to one of the greatest gifts God gave to this side of heaven, my fraternity brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Amen, amen. To our outgoing and incoming presidents, thank you all for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be in this room tonight because it is not about title or position. It is about the people who have come into this space and what we represent. Not only what we represent, but what we carry with us as individuals. Some carry history, others responsibility. But everybody in this room carries possibility. Pine Hills has never been short of talent. It has never been short on faith, but it has always had people who understand that progress does not start in Tallahassee or Washington. Progress starts right here. In our living rooms, in our churches, in our classrooms, and in spaces just like this one. I don't think it is apropos or by accident or incident that we gather here today on January 6th, 5 years after a moment when our democracy was tested and our faith in one another was questioned. But today we reclaim this date and declare that this year will be the change that we seek, because even in the midst of darkness and division, despair, and fear, light still cuts through. Yes. And when people choose faith, when people choose truth, courage, and community, the darkness never has the final word. There's a story that my fraternity brothers have heard before about a classroom teacher who was asking his students, does anyone in the room know why more twins are being born today? And there was a student, a young boy in the back of the room, he said, I know why more twins are being born today. And so the teacher said, do you really know why more twins are being born today? He said, I know why more twins are being born today. And so the teacher said, well, stand up and tell the rest of the class why more twins are being born today. The young man stood up and he said, more twins are being born today because they're afraid to come up in here by themselves. So let me say this plainly, leadership is not reserved for the few, it belongs to the willing. Leadership is an action, it's not a position, it is never disconnected from purpose. So leadership is not personality, it is performance. Leadership is not effort, it's results. And leaders understand that good intentions will never suffice when a backbone is required. Because showing up matters. Standing firm matters. Doing the hard thing when it would be easier to stay silent, that matters. And to everyone in this room tonight, let me say this with love and with clarity. If you think you're leading and you look behind you and there's nobody following, perhaps you're just out on the walk. So, Pine Hills doesn't need more spectators. It needs standard setters. It needs truth tellers. It needs people who understand that courage is indeed contagious. The beautiful thing about that is that I see leaders everywhere in this room. Leaders raising families, leaders mentoring young people, leaders organizing and advocating and praying and pushing, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it is thankless. And this is how communities rise. Not because someone saves them, but because they decide to stand. And when Pine Hills gets into every generation, we understand, as Dr. Nichols said, understanding the gaps and connections between all of us, regardless of age or background or skin color or socioeconomic status. The question we must answer is, whether the moment will come. The question is whether we will be ready when it does. And Pine Hills is that moment. And so as I close, I'll say a little poem that I first heard by the late Reverend Dr. Randolph Bracey that says, "Isn't it strange when princes and kings and clowns that caper and sawdust friends and common people like you and me are builders for eternity? Each is given a list of rules, a shapeless mass, a bag of tools, and each must fashion ere life is flown a stumbling block or a stepping stone." And so tonight I ask that you meet the moment for your purpose, even when it stretches you. I ask that you meet the moment for your neighbors who need your voice and your presence. Meet the moment for our young people and our children who are watching how we lead. Meet the moment for courage when silence would be easier. Because when ordinary people decide to meet the moment, extraordinary things begin to happen. And I believe with everything in me that the best is still indeed yet to come for Pine Hills and for Central Florida. And so thank you all. God bless, and let's meet the moment together.